We went to the grocery store, we came back, so I go to the trunk, and I find men's boxers in the trunk. Now, I know for sure these aren't mine. I'm like, whose are these? These are not mine.
What?
She was about 8 months pregnant, and I got a courtesy call at work to let you know I'm pregnant, but don't worry, you're not the father. It's my boyfriend's baby.
That's not
I just want to let you know just in case you hear something in the street.
He went and rented an apartment,
Y'all went got my own,
turned it into a boom boom room. I had to pay somebody $100 to go into the home to see what was going on. It was Party Central and everything else.
Guess what? We're just getting the party started. The scene sets with Sanchez versus Turman kicking off as the court clerk rolls out the red carpet introductions. The judge throws out a warm welcome and the crowd echoes back. The stage is set. Ms. Sanchez steps up, seeking paternity proof to rescue her rocky romance. Mr. Turman, brace yourselves, because there's a whole lot of drama about to spill.
Ms. Sanchez, you say today's DNA results mean everything. You are spiritually married to the defendant, but claim his denial that he fathered your 8-month-old son has stopped him from legally marrying you. You need paternity proof to save this relationship.
Hold on to your popcorn, because things are getting juicy. Ms. Sanchez lays out her tale of a spiritual hit with Mr. Turman and her quest to solidify it legally, pending a paternity check. Mr. Turman, on the other hand, isn't convinced he's the dad and points to a big, fat trust issue blocking their path to matrimonial bliss. Stick around. The bombshells are just beginning to drop.
Mr. Turman, you doubt you are George's father and say your marriage is not a real legal marriage, and it won't be unless Ms. Sanchez stops lying to you.
It's important to me, my marriage, my husband, because this has gone on for 2 years of accusations and lies. The fact that he doesn't trust me, it's very hurtful, and it means a lot to me.
Here's a curveball for you. Mr. Turman spills the beans on their Tinder match that quickly escalated from a swipe right to a full-blown romance, starting right from their first meetup. This revelation throws a spanner in the works, painting a vivid picture of their shaky trust foundation. Don't blink, you won't want to miss what's next.
We met on Tinder, and I'm swiping, and I came across her profile, and I super like is when it goes directly to them, so they know somebody likes you. So she liked me back, we connected. We were supposed to hang out first night. She declined because she was with somebody else she met from Tinder. So the second night is when we actually hung out, came over, we had some drinks, one thing led to another. We had sex the first night.
And now for a twist. Imagine Mr. Turman's face when he discovers a pair of men's boxers tucked away in their car trunk. He's rattled, and who wouldn't be? Ms. Sanchez brushes it off, blaming it on a relative. The plot thickens with these underwear antics, stirring up more doubts about who's being true or not. The tension's mounting. Keep watching.
We went to the grocery store, we came back, so I go to the trunk, and I find men's boxers in the trunk. Now, I know for sure these aren't mine. I'm like, whose are these? These are not mine.
What?
Just when you think it couldn't get more tangled, Mr. Turman throws down a bombshell, a buddy's testimony, claiming he saw Ms. Sanchez cozying up with another guy at a bar around baby-making time. This revelation cranks up the tension, throwing more fuel on the fire of paternity and fidelity doubts. Things are heating up, so stay tuned for the fireworks.
I have proof that October 15th, a friend of mine, Mr. Stevenson, seen her at a bar talking to somebody else.
Statement says, so my friend Joel back around, I showed me a girl he met and was starting to talk to on Tinder back when I was in California. But like mid-October, I was at a bar club and I saw her there talking to another guy, feeling on him.
Drum roll, please. It's the big reveal.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Turman, you are the father.
Alrighty then, buckle up for this bit. Judge throws a curveball, asking the dad about his knowledge of mom's other Bay situations, and Fisher admits he knew what was up. They finally drop the big news that Fisher is the daddy. Everyone's jaws hit the floor with the reveal, and it's like a telenovela moment right there in the courtroom. You gotta stick around for the reaction. It's priceless.
You and your baby, you even check on him.
I just want to know, there's multiple people that was having affairs with her. I just want to know.
So you feel like he was having sex with other men?
Oh, yes. He looked like the baby, too.
He wants to be a father to Jeremiah more than he does, and he's willing to step up and take that responsibility.
Biological father is Mr. Fisher.
You won't believe this next part. Post-reveal, Fisher cracks a dad joke about needing diapers now, mixing his happy shock with a dash of dad humor. Judge Lake isn't having it, though, reminding him that joking around might not be the best move. And oh boy, the drama doesn't stop here. Watch what happens next.
All right, do we need diapers right now?
You keep saying, this is not a joke.
This is my kid. Why can't I joke about it? I'm pretty happy now.
After the results, Mr. Fisher had Joe. Tate was disappointed. Are either of them in Jeremiah's life? At consent, the court this update.
After the verdict drops, Ms. Atkins hops in with an update that's like a feel-good movie scene. Gianni's stepping up as Jeremiah's dad, and Jadrian's in as the godfather. Both dudes are showing up and showing out, which is kind of sweet and totally unexpected. Stick around, the next bit might just tug at those heartstrings even more.
Since paternity court, definitely taking the steps he needs to take as far as being in Jeremiah's life. He's been asking to pick him up, see him, so that's one thing that I'm really happy about. Jadrian has offered to be Jeremiah's godfather. Thank you guys so much.
That's a great way of turning a negative DNA result into a positive experience.
Now, dive into this soap opera. We roll into a new case with Crystal Scott, who's been in a Who's My Daddy limbo for years because of multiple maybe dads and super slow DNA tests. The emotional weight is real as she vents about the mess it's made of her life. What happens next? You won't want to miss the big reveal.
Really upset because I don't know who my dad is.
So this is a 35-year-old mystery.
She's my third child.
And you believe she was your daughter.
No ifs, no ands about it.
Her mother is your wife.
Still is.
Why not make it right from the beginning instead of having me go through?
And I thought about all the things that you're seeing right there. What's gonna come after that? You know, are him and I gonna get into it? One of us go to graveyard, one of us go to prison.
Issues out for the big reveal. The paternity test results for Lewis versus Scott show Mr. Lewis as the bio dad, stirring up all the feels in the courtroom. Ms. Scott's breakdown is a real tearjerker, showing just how much this truth bomb means to her. This new chapter's just beginning, and trust me, it's a doozy.
In the case of Lewis versus Scott, the biological father is Mr. Lewis. After the result, Miss Scott was fearful that the relationship with Scott and his family would change.
You're not gonna believe this. The episode kicks off with the case of Myers versus Black. The judge, the fabulous Judge Lake, and the courtroom announcer Jerome get the ball rolling. Everyone in the courtroom echoes a good day, setting the stage for some courtroom drama. And folks, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Ms. Myers, you say that 4 years ago you had a relationship with Mr. Black that resulted in the birth of your son, Logan. You claim that after initially accepting your son, Mr. Black turned his back on you and started denying your baby.
Buckle up, it's gonna get bumpy. Ms. Myers steps up and throws down the gauntlet, claiming Mr. Black was all in with her son Logan before he did a total 180 and started denying he was the dad. Mr. Black fires back, labeling their time together as a mere 2-week fling during which Ms. Myers was supposedly playing the field. Sparks fly as they lay out their starkly different love maps, ramping up the courtroom tension. And trust me, the spice is just starting to sprinkle.
Mr. Black, you state you had only a 2-week fling with Ms. Myers while she was cheating on her boyfriend. You say Ms. Myers is a promiscuous opportunist, will prove you are not her child's father.
Get ready for the waterworks. Ms. Myers drops a bombshell that little Logan has been asking about his daddy, especially with school starting. Mr. Black admits he's been MIA, blaming his doubts about being the father. This revelation pulls at the heartstrings, highlighting the emotional toll on the kiddo. Keep the tissues handy, because it's about to get even more tear-jerky.
So when it's Logan's first day of school, he'll ask where's Tyrell, or he'll ask why isn't he there.
Mr. Black, you're not showing up for the first day of school, anything?
I have a lot of doubt on the reason why I'm not the father. I have done with a lot of shady things that made me believe I am not father. So
he doesn't show up for his birthday party. I promised Logan that he would come to his third birthday party, and he did not show up.
Oh, the drama. The courtroom heats up as Ms. Myers insists their fling was a full-blown relationship lasting months, filled with all the coupley stuff like picking each other up and doing homework together. Mr. Black shrugs it off as just casual hookups. This clash over what we were adds another layer of juicy drama to their tangled tale.
We were talking for almost like 3 months before Tyrell went back to his other child's mother. And then he accused me of cheating in 2 weeks. It was more than 2 weeks. So who picks someone up from work, who sleeps with the person, who does different things with the person, and is it not to be a relationship?
It was just
so in your mind, he was your boyfriend.
Casual sex, that's all it was.
Here's where it gets even messier. Mr. Black claims he got the news of Ms. Myers' pregnancy through a courtesy call when she was about to pop, suggesting he was never in the dad zone to begin with. Ms. Myers fires back, insisting she kept him in the loop from the early days. A mismatch in their stories cranks up the confusion and suspense. Fasten your seatbelts. It's a wild ride from here.
She was about 8 months pregnant, and I got a courtesy call at work. I
that's
got a courtesy
not
call
true.
you to let you know I'm pregnant, but don't worry, you're not the father. It's my boyfriend's baby.
That's not
I just
true.
want to let you know just in case you hear something in the street.
I texted him and told him that I was sick. He told me, well, maybe you should go to the doctor, finding out that I was actually pregnant.
Talk about a plot twist. As Logan makes his grand entrance into the world, Mr. Black says he got yet another courtesy call, but got the cold shoulder at the hospital because Ms. Myers' then boyfriend playing dad. That dude even signed the birth certificate. Talk about stirring the pot. This chaotic moment lays out some serious legal and emotional conundrums.
Same day she had a yawner, I was actually at work on my lunch break, and I got a phone call saying, hey, I'm at the hospital, I'm in labor, I'm about to have him.
And why do you think you getting that call if you...
I got approval to get off of work, go to the hospital to see him. When I got there, they told me I was not allowed because she refused to have me come in the room because her boyfriend at the time there with her family, and she didn't want everybody to know. She
Grab your hats. We're going into a tornado. Ms. Myers suggests a DNA test to clear the air. But when child support gets mentioned, Mr. Black practically vanishes into thin air. This heated moment reveals deep-rooted issues and the shaky ground they're navigating as potential co-parents. And just when you think it can't get any more heated, oh, it does.
And I told him, sure, since you want to act like Logan's not yours, if I have to pay for a DNA test, I'm going to put you on child support. He disappeared again and did not anything else about a DNA test.
And how do you know this to be true?
Her ex-boyfriend actually called me on, had a conversation with me and said, man, I'm actually happy I just dodged a bullet. He's not mine.
That's a lie.
I hope it works out for you.
You won't want to miss this finale. After all the back and forth, DNA results are in. And guess what?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Black, you are the father.
That's fine. Can I see him?
Can you handle this drama? Ms. Hummel steps up to bat, swinging with a claim that she's stuck in a love triangle messier in a soap opera with Mr. Pack and his current squeeze, Fuentes. They're all tangled up because Mr. Pack is playing dodgeball with the paternity of Ms. Hummel's 8-month-old cutie pie, Ola. She's thrown down the gauntlet for a DNA test to clear the air. Buckle up, because this roller coaster is just clanking up the first hill.
Ms. Hummel, you claim you were caught in a love triangle with the defendant and his current girlfriend, which has left him denying he fathered your 8-month-old daughter, Lola. You have petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that he is her biological father.
Holy plot twist, Batman. Just when you thought it was about to calm down, Ms. Hummel chucks a curveball, suggesting Mr. Pack might need a DNA test for another kiddo too. Enter Ms. Fuentes, popping in to drop the bomb that she also recently had a kid who might be Mr. Pack's. As the judge digs deeper, turns out Ms. Fuentes has more exes than a Taylor Swift album. It just thickens the plot. Strap in. The next part's a doozy.
If anyone needs a DNA test, he needs to get one for the other child.
My child.
She just had a child 2 months ago.
You saying if he needs a DNA test, it's for that child? What's going on with that?
She has been known to sleep around while in relationships.
Well, Ms. Fuentes, we hate to bring up the past, but since it's on record, you've appeared in this court.
I have.
For?
Yep.
Ever heard of a plot thickening? Ms. Fuentes admits that during a "we were on a break" moment with Mr. Pack, she had a fling with her ex, right smack in the baby-making window for her son, Anthony. Oh boy, now everyone's scratching their heads wondering if Mr. Pack might need to start a daycare with all these potential kiddos. Stay tuned, because the tea is about to spill.
Basically, I kicked him out. I kicked him out 3 days. I slept with my ex.
Admittedly. How soon after that did you find out you were
To
pregnant?
be honest with you, I don't remember dates all correctly, but it was probably about 6-7 weeks when I found out I was pregnant.
And so when you slept with your ex, did you use protection?
No.
That within the window of time your child was conceived?
It was.
You're not gonna believe this. Ms. Hummel dives into the saga of her rocky romance with Mr. Pack, full of more ups and downs than a carnival ride. She recounts how they broke up when she was about as pregnant as one can be without popping, because Mr. Pack wasn't keen on job hunting. But plot twist, she claims he was over the moon about the pregnancy at first.
What was the nature of this relationship? What was this love triangle I read about?
We started dating in 2015, been on and off since then, and we broke up when I was about 12 weeks pregnant because he wouldn't get a job, so I kicked him out.
Okay. So you told him get out, and you broke up with him, which means he went over to Miss Fuentes.
Yes.
And the plot thickens. Again, diving deeper into this soap opera, Ms. Fuentes shares her noble attempt to push Mr. Pack back to Ms. Hummel for the baby's sake, despite their own messy relationship status. Obviously, that plan crashed and burned faster than a marshmallow at a bonfire. Next up, grab your popcorn because the drama isn't slowing down.
We actually didn't get together. He did come over to my house and we talked about it. I actually tried to convince him to get back with her because I felt like he needed to work something out with her as far as the baby goes, because I know how it feels to not have your kids in your life or whatever it may be, and I've been through this before, you know what I mean? I tried to convince him to get back with her, work everything out. That wasn't going away because she wanted to be too petty. So it is what it is, and he's with me now, so.
Grab your snacks. Here comes the big reveal.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Pack, you are the father.
Buckle up, folks. We're diving right in. Judge introduces the case of Carmen v. Carmen, where Ms. Carmen is dead set on saving her 18-year marriage by proving the paternity of her 4-year-old daughter, Ronizaya. Mr. Carmen, however, is throwing a curveball by denying paternity, claiming the marriage is toast if the DNA says he's not the daddy. He's even hinting he has juicy evidence another dude might be involved. Things are about to get spicy, so stick around.
Ms. Carmen, you open your case today in hope of saving your 18-year marriage. You testify your husband denies fathered your 4-year-old daughter, Ronasia, but you plan on proving paternity today. Mr. Carmen, you say when the DNA results reveal that you are not Ronasia's father, your marriage is over.
Holy moly, did you catch that? Mr. Carmen drops a bombshell claim about having proof that another guy is the father of Ronizaya. Ms. Carmen lays it all out, stressing that the fate of their nearly 30-year-long love saga hangs by a thread today. You'll want to see how this drama unfolds.
You claim to have bombshell evidence that proves another man is the dad. So, Mrs. Carmen, what is at stake today?
Your Honor, 18 years of marriage, 27 we have been together. Today, our life is really dependent on what's gonna happen today.
The air's thick with tension here. Ms. Carmen spills the beans about their marriage being on rocky ground thanks to the paternity mess. Mr. Carmen paints a vivid picture of their relationship being as fragile as a cookie, likening it to stale bread ends. Hang tight, because you won't believe what's coming up next.
So what is the current status of this relationship, Mr. Carmen?
On the thinnest ice known to man.
27 years together and you're on thin ice.
How can I put it? It's like the ends of the bread getting hard, the ends around the bread getting crunchy.
Ain't no need for it to be crunchy.
It's drying up. It's really that pretty face right there.
Talk about an emotional roller coaster. Amidst all the courtroom drama, a teary Mr. Carmen professes his love for all his kiddos and his commitment to Miss Carmen, swearing up and down he doesn't have secret families elsewhere.
And I see tears in your eyes when you look at her.
I love all 5 of my children by this one woman. I'm right here with this woman.
Right here with you, and that's your daughter.
I don't have no kid nowhere else. I have nobody nowhere else, and I've been doing my job in my house.
And so you are in the home together now. You're married.
Yes, we are.
You once had, obviously, a wonderful relationship, been together 27 years.
Yeah.
Who thought things could get this crazy over a rental car? The duo reminisces about how a squabble over not being able to rent a car spiraled into a full-blown separation, setting the stage for the current paternity chaos. You ain't seen nothing yet. The plot thickens after this.
Well, Your Honor, we had a separation. I went to rent a car, couldn't get a car, and it was around Easter time. Because I couldn't get the car, I kind of took it out on him. And so we were arguing back and forth. We decided that he was gonna leave.
Because of a rent-a-car?
Yes.
So obviously there were some other things going on because you don't get separated because of a rent-a-car.
You think it can't get any wilder. Hold my drink. During their time apart, Mr. Carmen turned his new pad into a boom boom room, which apparently was the hottest ticket in town for parties and other shenanigans with ladies. This bombshell just cranked up the heat in the courtroom.
I was just being a father to my kids and, trying to maintain that and trying to work it out.
He went and rented an apartment.
I went and got my own.
Turned it into a boom boom room. I had to pay somebody $100 to go into the home to see what was going on. It was Party Central and everything else.
Turnabout is fair play, or so thinks Ms. Carmen. She confesses to retaliating by setting up her very own boom boom room and stepping out with another man, tossing a possible wrench into the paternity question. Grab your popcorn, because this tale is about to twist even more.
He showed me a videotape. I gave him the $100 bill with him with all kind of women kissing on him, all on his lap, doing all kinds of. So then I decided I gotta go do me. I'm not supposed to sit around, even though we should have been able to work through this. But I wasn't about to around. I went and did me. I went down somebody and I had to go and do me.
So you got yourself your own boom boom room.
I got myself my own boom boom room. He found out about it.
Just when you think you've got the story figured out, boom, here's into raising little Ronizaya. Mr. Carmen gets a text thanking him for playing stepdad, hinting that some folks think another man is her real dad. This calls for a DNA test, stat. You won't want to miss what the envelope reveals.
A year and a half ago, bam, this is what took place first. Thanks for being a stepdad.
Oh, you got a text message.
From the mystery man's family member.
I ain't never seen it.
How old was Ronasia when you get these text messages?
3 going on 4.
So the baby been born, you all been raised in Asia, and you back together, you're 3 and 4 years old. You get these text messages on your phone.
Here comes the moment of truth.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Carmen, you are the father.
Buckle up. Mr. Campbell starts off by slinging mud, calling his ex Miss McKeer, a gold digger who's just after his wallet. The crowd's gasp is practically off the charts as he lays it all out. Strap in, because it's about to get wilder from here.
Mr. Campbell, you are here because you say your ex-girlfriend is nothing but a conniving, gold-digging cheater whose goal is to pin her 9-year-old son legacy on you for her own personal gain.
You're not gonna believe this. Miss McKeer fires back, calling Mr. Campbell a big ol' fibber who's just salty because she dumped him. He's here to prove that baby Legacy is his, no matter what he thinks. The gloves are off, and it's only gonna get messier.
Ms. McSear, you say Mr. Campbell is a liar who's denying your son out of fight because you no longer want to be with him. You claim to know exact when and where your son was conceived, and you intend to prove paternity today.
Oh boy, grab your popcorn. Mr. Campbell goes deeper into his tale of woe, claiming all Miss McKeer ever did was take. Now he's out to prove he's not the daddy and finally kick her to the curb. Next up, things get even juicier.
Your Honor, ever since I met Mariah, all she ever did was take from me. Once I ran out of money, she left me high and dry. I'm just here today to prove that this is not my son's. Get out of my life.
And you believe this Miss McSear just feel like she got her one?
I think fish on the hook, Your Honor.
She's tried. That's what you think you are.
That's another lie.
This next scene is a doozy. In a fiery clash, Mr. Campbell accuses Miss McKeer of cheating, complete with naughty texts and saucy pics. She denies it all, but the tension's so thick you could cut it with a knife. Hold tight, because there's a bombshell just around the corner.
Your Honor, I went through her phone on numerous occasions and I seen her talking to different men inappropriately. Outrageous. How can I trust somebody who talks to different men, who pictures to different men, explicit pictures to different men, and you expect me to think we're in an exclusive relationship?
Any proof of this?
You know it's the truth.
This is part of your...
You ain't seen nothing yet. The plot thickens as Mr. Campbell describes barging in on Miss McKeer practically in her birthday suit with another dude. The drama's heating up, and trust me, you'll want to see what's coming next.
One day she went out and I saw her in her bra and panties in a room with another man. When I came to the house, I came to come get some stuff. I came when I knocked on that door and I seen her almost half naked in there with another man, and the man is sitting on the edge of the bed, has a whole
No, he was sitting on the bench and I had pants on.
He was terrified.
He was
when
not
he seen me walk in that room.
And now for a twist. During Hurricane Irma, Miss McKeer claims they were stuck together. And well, one thing led to another. She pins the conception of little Legacy right on that stormy stay. Up next, watch as they try to weather this storm in court.
And then you believe one of them potentially be Legacy's biological father.
Yes,
I know when I conceived.
How do you know this, Miss McSear?
Because in September of 2017, Hurricane Irma hit. At that time, we were staying together. It was a tree blocking my driveway. I could not go nowhere. We were stuck in the house. No electricity. All we did was make a baby.
Hang on, there's a curveball coming. The court digs into the nitty-gritty with conception calendars and hurricane dates, trying to pin down when Legacy was actually made. It's a wild ride of dates and details, and the next revelation is just a heartbeat away.
Hurricane Irma hit as a Category 4 storm on the morning of September 10th, 2017, knocking out power to more than 6.8 million people. So that was around September 10th. Do you remember that hurricane?
Yes, I remember that hurricane.
Do you remember the storm in Miss McSear's bed?
Yes, Your Honor, I do remember that, yes.
Things are heating up. Mr. Campbell pulls out photos of different dudes with the baby, claiming he can't be the dad. He's throwing everything but the kitchen sink now. Brace yourself, because what comes next is a total head spinner.
Your Honor, I have some photos and some evidence.
Please.
Poor man.
Clearly, I am not the father of this child. Over the course of our relationship, Mariah has sent me multiple pictures, 4 different men holding this child. She cannot deny that.
4 different men holding the baby.
Sending the pictures to me, and in those pictures, none of them was me. Are you 100% sure that I am the father of this child? But you're sending me pictures of somebody else holding this child?
Just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, Mr. Campbell throws out a whopper, claiming Miss McKeer snuck in a DNA test with another guy. She calls him out as a liar again. Tension's mounting, and you won't believe what's tossed into the mix next.
A friend of the family contacted me and they told me that Mariah had got a DNA test done with another man, see if he was the father of her son. I'm confused. If I'm supposed to be the father 100%, why are you getting a DNA test done with another man? See,
That's
a compulsive liar.
No, that's not no compulsive liar. I've never did that.
Oh, no,
I don't have
that
no
I had
doubt, so
seen.
there'd be no reason for me.
Cue the dramatic music. The DNA results are in, and guess what?
It has been determined by this court. Campbell, you are the father.